Thank you for joining me for the final part of our colour along of this cute picture. I've done a bit of the background off screen. I've been using number 16 for these little peonies, which is what I think they are, plus the white pencil. And then I've been using number 109 for the leaves. I also did a little bit of shading with this darker green, which is number 112, just a little bit on the grass there. And I did the string of the pictures with the same tan color that I used on the blind and on the grouting of the tiles, which is number 086. So I'm trying to tie in all the various colors so that I use them more than once. I think the garden doesn't need to be tied in specifically to the inside. So I'm going to just show you how I'm doing the peonies and the leaves, and then I'll put on a little bit of music and maybe speed color through this. So I'm doing a kind of a hard pressure around the outside, and then slowly softer on the middle, and then a bit of a hard one on the inside. I don't think one needs to go to enormous trouble with these. I think it's more just for the splash of color, because they're, excuse me, I'm sucking a cough drop. My mouth was very dry. They're not drawn with a lot of detail. So with them like that, I do that, and then I go over them with the white pencil to try and move some of the pigment and to give a little highlight. And then I'm going over just the darkest area again, just to build up a little bit of the color. And then with these, I'm just doing the base in the pink. These are sort of buds, I think, and then going over that with the white. I did consider using fine liners for this, but I decided for a change in my life, I'm going to try and do a picture just in color pencil. So just with these Nyoni pencils. And then for the leaves, the same. Oops, there are two more buds here. Just want to use this because I've got hand cream on as usual. Doesn't impact the color pencil quite as much as if I use gel pens or anything else and there's hand cream on. It really resists things. So I'm going to put on a little bit of music now as I carry on here. So I did the little blue flowers off screen, and now I'm doing the fence. And I've had to try and get a very sharp point for this. I was going to use fine liners, but I forced myself to use pencils. So I'm not doing any shading on this or anything like that. It's just too small. I can see little bits of grass that I missed. I will use a different brown for the tree bark. I think I'll use the same brown as I used in the windowsills and the cabinetry. Maybe put this dark one in there. One could really do that with this little bit with fine liners, but I'm using my pencils. Okay, so that's that, and then I want to do a dark sort of purplish, a deep purple maybe, for the inside of this flower. That's the only time I'm using that. This is number 53, and I'm going to make our little birdie a red bird to bring in these reds from outside to inside. I'll do him red with a little tan face. He's very small. Where is my blender? There we are. Okay. And now for my brown, the same brown that I used for the cabinetry and everything. I'm going to use number 83. This has got a lot of line work on it, and at the moment I'm having a bit of a problem with my eyes to see quite what is what. So I've done quite a bit off screen now, and we're nearly finished our picture. I did the coffee cups. I used the same dark blue that I used in the cockerel. I used that on the top of the herbs, or the herbs as you like to say, and that was number 106. Then I used a pale blue, a medium blue on the lower side of the herbs and on that coffee cup, and that was number 035. I blended them with white, and I used the same red that I used for the cockerel on that I Love Coffee, which was our James Bond 007, and then I used the same color that I used for the peonies on this one, and that was 016. So kind of trying to give cohesion, and I used the pale blue, same pale blue as I used with those ranunculus flowers, which was 037. I think I mentioned that already. And then I used a medium darker blue on the sky, which was 035. Now I'm going to do the metal work of the taps. I think you call them faucets in America, and the stove, or the draining board. I think that's a draining board. I think that's a draining board, so I'm not sure if it should be this color. I think I'm going to make it metal, same as this. So I'm going to go along with some grays, and I'm going to use a pale gray 070, a medium gray 068, and black 028. And I think I've just put hand cream on, so I'm going to actually first mark in my shadows with the black here where the lines are. And little bits at the side, I think. The artist has marked in some highlights. I will get a white gel pen just now, just to build up the final highlights. I just made some nice steak for our lunch. I did that with stir-fry veggies and some potato. I cut the potato into cubes and then I roasted them, so we actually had a lovely lunch. I'm not a fantastic cook, I must say, so I'm always quite pleased with myself when I've made something. Just going to sharpen the medium grey. I've got such dry cuticles, I just used something very oily on them, and I'm thinking I should have probably not done that just before colouring. But silly. I think this grey can be the steam also here. As it comes off the cup of tea. I know this could be hot chocolate or anything, but my favourite drink is tea, so I made this tea. I'm not very strong on colouring metals. I bought that lovely book on different colouring techniques, and I went over all the metals bit, and I tried that at one stage and did help, and of course I've probably forgotten everything I learned. I'm great at following something while I'm doing it and then forgetting the technique and kind of going back to what I usually do. I suppose I shouldn't say that as a teacher. It's probably what my pupils do. So now I'm going to use a little bit of the light grey over all of that. These are warmish greys, but I want to leave some definite white bits for the shine. just going to go over all of this with the pale grey. I love these kind of cozy cottagey things. I would love for my home to be cozy cottagey. And then I'm going to actually use my white Prismacolor here, which is so nice. I just always love this. Although this particular Nyoni white pencil is also good, but a white Prismacolor is, I think, a must in every colorist's arsenal of things to use. Just blending it all together with this white. And I'll come back in with some of the black. Just to get that contrast. So just a little bit more black, I think, to show up the highlights more. I hope that works. I hope it ends up looking metallic. Always find that you see the darkness in the curves there as well. So let's see what that looks like. There we are. I think that's kind of all right. I hope so. And I'm going to do some dark in these grooves. I think they're the sort of drainage grooves. And then go over that with white. And maybe make this grey here, and then I think we're going to have sort of maybe lemony soap here, pale lemon soap, which I think complements the colour of the tiles, I hope. Because this looks like a hand soap. And perhaps we can have this pale pink flower here, just to make that cohesive and bring it in again. I think that's probably fine. This isn't dirty. So let me just see here. I do love my blender pencil. All right. We just need a little bit on the spot there. And then we just need to get our white. Oh, I forgot my, what is that? Bottle opener or something. I think it has a wooden handle. Let's give it a wooden handle. The same sort of tan brown that I put in the tea. So we'll give that. And then I'll give it a metal opening thingy here. I think that's all right. Oops, I thought that was my blender, but it's not. Then I just need to go and find my white gel pen. And then I'll do those highlights and I think we'll be done. So I have my jelly roll and I have this Pilot G2 white gel pen. I'm not sure which one is working, if either. I should really throw them away when they don't work. I tend to put them in a drawer and think that they might work again another day. This one is such a flop. It's never worked. Usually the jelly roll is fine. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yep, that one is fine. So now we need, I want that. Is this in screen? No, on screen. Need to make those white highlights and there. And I think I'll just do some little highlights on the flower. And again, make certain I'm on screen. Want some white highlight here. I hope that comes out, and I just want to lighten that. And there. Get those white. Make sure that is white. And that. I think we're getting there, folks. I think we're nearly done. I hope you've watched this. If you've watched this until the end, let's have a secret word. Let's call our secret word Grey Kitty Cat. You can say Grey Kitty Cat in the comments if you've watched till the end, and then I'll know and be so pleased with you. Hope you've enjoyed this colour along, and I hope you'll maybe colour the picture yourself, and I hope you'll give me a comment or a like or something, and maybe share my video with somebody if you've really enjoyed it. That would be awesome. And we want to just highlight this handle here. I don't know that that's going to show, but hope for the best. I don't know if any of you read Jack Reacher, but what does he always say? Hope for the best, plan for the worst. There we are. We have our completed image. And I would like to say thank you very, very much for watching the video with me and for spending time with me. And I'd like to wish you all a wonderful and colourful, blessed week. Bye-bye now.